Please bear with my severely puffed face. I just woke up. It's one day before I'm leaving for Malaysia and I have not packed. If university has taught me anything, is to be able to do something 2 seconds before the deadline, so I'll get it done somehow. I don't know how interesting this vlog is going to be, nor do I think that it will be. I'm going to be traveling from Galway to Dublin, Dublin, flight to Doha, Doha to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and Kuala Lumpur back to Kuantan. Which is a total of around 17 hours. Fun stuff, very fun stuff, so fun that my voice cracked. In this vlog I'll just be showing you how Malaysian students typically get home and how the process is usually like. I'm interested to see how KL is going to handle all the medical aspects of this, to see if everything runs smoothly or not. Let's hope everything will be fine. I get stressed out, guys, very easily. So I have 2.5 hours until my next flight, and by my mom's standards, that means I'm already late. There are very few people though. It's kind of creeping me out, not gonna lie. Update. My check-in person told me that there are only 20 people on my flight. That's crazy. I've never had that before. He also said that there aren't any people sitting next to me, so I'll have all 3 seats for myself for 2 flights in a row. If that is really true, I'll probably wipe all the seats, the TV, my seatbelt, myself, and then I'll starfish onto every seat possible. I passed security in like 2 seconds because there was no one there, and it was probably the best experience ever. I could put my coat on properly, I could gather my things properly. There weren't people behind me putting pressure on me to be faster.
This is an important announcement. To help slow the spread of coronavirus,
Rude!
please observe social distancing.
I'm kidding. Since I have so much time, I wanted to get something for my parents, but nothing here is open yet. So, sorry Dad, can't get your Malibu. So like the Asian person I am, I brought lunch. I still don't know how people have the confidence to vlog in public. It's so embarrassing to me. Oh wait, what is this bag holding my passport, you are asking? So my mom made this. She knows I like Doctor Who, so that's why she made a whole bag dedicated for my traveling. So I can put my passport in here, my power bank, my phone, all in a bag. I can just hang it around my neck. As she was making this, I imagined it as me asking her, oh, how nerdy do you want this bag to be? And she's like, yes. So I was just talking about the bag, right? And then one of the air stewardess comes up to me and he says to me, oh, your bag's so cute. And I tell him my mom made it for me, and he told me, oh, the only thing my mom makes is excuses. And I absolutely died. First of all, I did not know that this was a thing, and second of all, now that I know, I must watch it. I almost forgot how difficult it is to breathe in 33 degrees Celsius weather in a mask. Anyway, I'm at my transit, and this is definitely testing my ability to vlog in public because there's so many people here. Okay, not exactly that many, but more than in Dublin. So, okay, for now they aren't letting us pass this one area that will lead us to the gate. So, we're just waiting for them to open that gate to the gate. But one thing I would like to point out is just that while we are all waiting here, I get that they don't want to overcrowd the gate, but also by gathering us here, they're kind of overcrowding here as well. I'm just really grateful that there aren't that many people, but on the seats there are quite a few people just sitting there, and there's no social distancing at all. So my tip would just be to stand around and avoid people. Overall, just wanted to say that Qatar did a good job handling the flights. They wore hazmat suits and would generally give us quite a bit of attention if we needed it, and they were all very friendly. I would recommend them if you are thinking of coming home. So I just arrived. I couldn't be more sleep deprived, and we'll be starting our health checkup soon. Just a tip, you're going to want to do this step first. You have to download this app called My Sejahtera and then register all you can before going on your flight. So this app is just to ask you a few questions about your flight and to gather your data. Not creepy at all. Why I say it's important to download and register everything until you can't go any further anymore is so that you will be ahead of everyone else. I got out of the airport faster than a lot of people just because they hadn't done that step, and I could proceed faster than they could. That's something to keep in mind, especially if you don't want to end up in the airport for about 3 hours. The first thing they ask is where you're going to be quarantined so that they can check how high of a risk it is. Next, they're going to ask you simple questions, all of which would be no, except this question number 2, which would be yes, and you have to fill out all your details. So when you're done with that, you'll be put under this category where you're supposed to be under surveillance. Not creepy at all. Not creepy at all. Not creepy at all. From here on, you just follow the crowd and follow where they ask you to go and go on to this bus thingy, which for me wasn't too packed, but I did overhear some people saying that they were packed with people like sardines, so just be careful. I'm going to be honest about the health screening. It was a bit messy just because there were 2 flights coming in at the same time, so there were about 100 people, but only 20 chairs to sit on that were socially distanced, and everyone else was just standing around. I wouldn't say it's their fault. I would say that perhaps previously there weren't that many flights, especially during the quarantine in the hostel period, so that's why there were less people flying home and there only needed to be 20 seats. So if you're lucky, then it will be fine. Just bear in mind that there could be more people and that you have to take extra precautions for that. So then you fill in a few forms, preferably with your own virusless pen, and then you wait to be called to do a COVID swab. But with that being said, the nurses held it down. Freaking respect. They were being super efficient, calling everyone out, swabbing people as fast as they could. Definitely giving props to them. They did the best that they could. So right before I took my swab, I wasn't allowed to film this, which is why I didn't. But the nurse had explained to me though that the swab was going to be uncomfortable, but I shouldn't feel any pain, which is what a lot of medical students say in their OSCEs, right? So you would think that that would be true. But anyway, to those people who said it was painless, I would say that you are wrong and you are much stronger than I am. From here, they'll explain to you that you need to be quarantined for 14 days or they will catch you and haunt you down forever. On the 13th day, you need to come in to the nearest hospital for another swab and another testing, which will need 1 day to process on day 14th. But if like me, day 13th is a Sunday and the hospital isn't open, you have to call them a few days beforehand and ask for a booking for an appointment. After the results are out, then only they'll let you have a pass to be out of quarantine, aka freedom. I had to wait about an hour after my swab to get the results back, and once I was declared COVID negative, I was also declared prisoner for 14 days. I'm out, and this familiar sensation of heat is already not fun. I think the whole process took about 2 hours. For now, I'm just waiting for my parents, which are apparently coming now in caps lock. After reuniting with my parents, to substitute a big hug that they were not supposed to give me, I was instead given wipes to wipe myself clean to rid me of every single germ that ever existed. I was then given a new set of clothes and a new mask to hide all the evidence that I was ever in Ireland. And after 2 hours of being in a vegetative state, I was then ready to reunite with my one true love.
She left her home to find where she belongs. Mother's scared to leave her all alone. But she got time and she knows what to figure out. This ain't in a dream, a place where it seems that love will come around. don't stay. You regret it all too much. Just wait, I will find you someday.
Hello everyone, I'm finally home. This is the room where I grew up in. It's a view you'll be seeing the most often probably. I will just be here for the next 14 days. I don't know what I'll be doing. Probably the same thing I've been doing. My parents don't want to be in my videos, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but I'll try and see what else I can do. Thanks for watching. I hope this was somewhat informative and interesting. I'll see you next time. Bye.